Generally, I do an exercise with the students while teaching parallel axis theorem, which I skipped in the video earlier. So we'll just do it very quickly. So the point is, when you apply this formula, I is equal to ICM plus MD square, then what ICM are you taking? As I have told to you, there can be several ICMs. Like for this marker, one axis through the center of mass is this, my finger, or say this pen. That is ICM. This one also is an ICM. And then an axis which is going right through along the axis of the cylinder is also an ICM. So which ICM to take is the point of this exercise. So I'll just ask you, what is the ICM in case of a disc when it is rotating in a certain manner. So I hope you remember that ICM of a disc, if we take through the normal of the plane of the disc through the center of mass, it is mr square by 2. And for your information, ICM of a disc along an axis which is along the diameter of the disc, that ICM along the diameter, I'll call it as ICMD, is equal to mr square by 4. This you'll be doing in the next section, which is perpendicular axis theorem. So I'm just telling you the value over here. And this is also ICM. It is, I'll write it as ICMO. It is normal. So I'll write N for normal to the plane of the disc. So both are ICM. Now let me ask you, if I take a disc like this and say this is the axis of rotation, this red marker is the axis of rotation, and the disc is rotating like this, the disc is rotating like this, then what is the ICM? Just think for a while. And the next question is, if this is the axis of rotation and the disc was rotating like this, it was rotating like this about the red marker which is the axis, then what is the ICM? Is it same in both case or not? So I'll just wait for your answer. So the first question was, if this is the axis and the disc is rotating like this, then what's the ICM? How do you get that? You have to get the parallel axis through the CM. So you move the axis closer to the body and see how it is rotating. It's rotating like this now. Even close, rotating like this now. Over here, it's rotating like this now. And then you go within it. You go inside this, and then it is rotating like this. That was a normal CM. So this is the ICM in the first case. So if my axis earlier was d away, then we'll write as mr square by 2 plus md square. So if this is the case, then your ICM for the disc, it's not a ring, it's a disc, it was mr square by 2. And when this is the axis, it was rotating like this, we'll do the same exercise. So bring the axis closer, rotation looks like this, even closer, looks like this, tangentially it is like this. So if I bring the axis even closer to the center of mass, on the center of mass, so it is flapping like this. So that was this ICM. So here, if the axis of rotation was in this orientation and the body was rotating like this, then your moment of inertia of this body would be mr square by 4 plus md square. So anyways, if r is very less in both the cases, then mr square by 4 or mr square by 2 will be almost 0, and the thing will be considered as a point body which is d away, so only md square will remain. So that is already emphasized. So I hope this gives you a better idea of how to shift the axis and what ICM to take. So don't mug up the value of a certain ICM for a mass and just apply it. So that may not work if that axis was not parallelly shifted. If the axis of the ICM, what you have memorized, if that axis is parallelly shifted, then only that memorized value is going to help you. Otherwise it is not going to help you. Like suppose you knew only this value of ICM, which is mr square by 2, and I had asked this question, and I'll say the body is d away, you will apply md square, and then without thinking much you may apply ICM as mr square by 2, because you know only that value and you have not given a thought that which axis is in question. Then you'll get a wrong answer. Your answer is going to be wrong. So your answer is going to be right if you knew this value also, and then would have thought or compared that what is happening, which axis is shifted, this or any other axis. So this was a small exercise which I generally do to elaborate how this formula works. Thank you.